What up, y'all? This is my Christmas present. I'm an official Dota player for OG. I play center mid lane. And I want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. We finished up my projects, my film work. I finished up my film, so I fuck ton shitload more did science. I don't know why, but I just did so much more fucking science. And then I wrote my films. I finally finalized my films, I hope. I added so many fucking new shit because Netflix bought Paramount and DC and Warner. And I was like, I need more shit, need more shit, need more shit. And then made a couple of new tracks. And what's really nice is I have over like 85 videos on this YouTube channel, my second YouTube channel. And I was like just planning to start it off at like 5-10 videos and then add what highlights I find of myself or things that I like. But I created 85 fresh videos, so I got that kicked up and running. And last thing I want to cover is learning languages. Learning languages. Because a lot of people, it's like dancing. So a lot of people start dancing, but they never learn it. But dancing requires some rhythm. You got to be a musician to dance, or a dancer to be a musician. Or so if you're a dancer, if you're a musician, if you're a singer, if you're a theater person, I don't fucking know, you probably pick up dancing and all of those combined performing arts, relational skills. But for languages, so you could download a language learning app. Babbel is the one I use, and it's like you could pay like $100 for each language. But I got it on Christmas sale or something like that, and I paid $600. One-time fee. Don't ever gotta pay again. I can use it for the next 100 years, and all the languages: Latin, Spanish, Spain, Spanish, French, German, Italian, Vietnamese, English. So that's how you learn them. And then you go through the lessons. And then once I realized, like, when I went through the lessons, I learned French in school. So we all learned a second language in school from your local region. And once I had that in my memory, and then I I did the lessons, and I spent hours and hours and days and months on the lessons, and I got a core fundamental grasp on basic vocabulary. Then I was like, okay, I can start picking up things on movies. So I was watching Netflix in French language with the English subtitle, or an English language with a French subtitle. Pick a combination to hear pronunciations or read the words. And I could pick up a lot of what's going on. And then I was like, let me learn Spanish. And when I learned Spanish, I realized there's a pattern you can follow once you learned one language, that you can learn many other languages. That's why people who learn one language know like 6 different languages, because it's easy to pick up new languages once you've learned your second language. So I know almost 3 or 4 now. Basic. And the simple things is like, the first thing you got to know is to be. So what you do is you go, say we're learning Spanish, right? Or we're losing French. You go to be verbs in Spanish. To be verbs in Spanish. And Google's going to spit out, it's like, I am, you are, he, she is, they are, we are. All right? So it's like that. And it's yo soy, tú eres, ella es, nosotros somos, vosotros sois, ellos, ellas, ustedes son. So it's like, it's kind of like French, because yo, me, tú, same as in French, you, nosotros, us, like nous in French, us, vosotros, you, like vous in French, ellos, ellas, they, them, like el, il in French. And in English, it'll be like I, you, he, she, they, them, we. And then you have yo soy, I am, tú eres, you are, él, ella, he, she is, nosotros somos, we are, vosotros sois, you all are, ella, ella usa, they all are, right? So, and this is how you learn languages. I'm not sure about Chinese, but for the like phonic languages, what the hell is it? Symphonic languages, I don't know what the term is. You just do the verb endings and then some vocabulary and the numbers and the past tense and the future tense. So it's like, say we're learning French. I know French best, so let's do it in French. So the other one I like is to want. So I go to want in French endings. And it goes, the verb to want is vouloir, vouloir. And you just add je veux, tu veux, il, elle, on veut, nous voulons, vous voulez, il, elle, voulons. So il, elle, nous, vous, tu, je is always the same. I, me, him, they, we. And the verb is vouloir. And the endings are different. Voulez, vouloir, vouloir, voulons, voulons, voulez, voulez, voulons, vous. Alright? So now I know the verb vouloir is voudra, vouloir, or voudrais. So voudrais is to be polite. I would like, voudrais. And vouloir is I want. So now I know to want. Then I go to need. To need. How do you say to need in French? And I click that button. And then I go besoin de. J'ai, and then I go like, okay, so it says j'ai besoin de. Tu as besoin de. Il, elle, a besoin de. Now, why is it saying this a instead of just saying besoin de? The reason it's saying a is because that is future tense or past tense. So you go like this. You type in future tense in French. And it says you take the verb aller and you add that to the ending. So aller is j'ai, tu as, il, a, nous allons, vous allez. So you take those endings and you add it to the verb and you say parler is je parlerai instead of j'ai, je parlerai. Rendre instead of je rende, je rendrai. Nous rendrons, vous rendrez, il, elle, on vous rendront. So you add the aller for, and that means I did go, I have gone, right? I have taken, I have spoken. So that's the past tense. And then you go, that's the future tense. I will go. So that's I will go, I will speak, I will take, I will need. And then you go past tense. And I believe past tense is like être and avoir, to have or to be. I have spoken. I am going to, I am have spoken. So I did speak. I did speak. I have spoken. And that's where you add this avoir, a, or être, je suis, in front of the verb. So to eat, I have eaten. Instead of saying, you can say, je suis mangé, I am eating. Or, j'ai mangé, j'ai, I have eaten, mangé, j'ai mangé. He went to the store. Il est allé, il est allé. He did go, il est allé, il est allé. Not il allait, and not je mange. J'ai mange. Il est allé. So then you know the past tense and then the future tense. And then another term I learned was like red wine. So red wine in French. Vin rouge. Le vin rouge. Le vin rouge. And then you want to buy it. So you say, how much does it cost in French? How much does it cost in French? And that comes out to combien ça coûte. So you learn combien is how much, and ça is like the. Ce, cet, ça. That's it. The c'est, ça, c'est. C'est. Combien ça coûte? Coûte is cost. Combien, how much, ça coûte. Combien ça coûte? Combien le vin rouge coûte? How much does the red wine cost? And then you have to do. How do you say to do? There's a nice little verb called faire. Fait. Faire. Faisons. Fait. That is do. That is an action, an action word. Do. How do you say I did it in French? Je l'ai fait. Oh, because it's past tense. So instead of je le fais, it did, or je fais il would be like I did it. But we have past tense. So je le ai, j'ai fait. Maybe you can say j'ai fait. But I don't know why it's telling me je l'ai fait. But it's probably like, oh, because you have I did it. So if you say j'ai fait, it's like I did. J'ai fait, I did. J'ai fait. And let me see if I say I did. I did in French. Oh, it's still the same. Je l'ai fait. So I did it. Je le, but le is apostrophe because it comes before a vowel. Je l'ai fait. I did it. Yeah, this fait. And then what is il y a? Il y a is I learned all these from the lessons, like these little tricks. Il y a means there is, or il y a, there is, there is. Il y a, there is. Or it is, or there is, it is. Il y a, there is a lot. Il y a plus grand. Then you learn how to say more and less. Plus is more, grand is big, moins is less. So, il y a, there is more. Plus, il y a plus. Or, it is more big. Il y a plus grand. There is more bigger. Il y a plus grand. Or, there is less. Il y a moins. It is less bad. Il y a moins. How do you say bad? Il y a moins. How do you say bad in French? Mauvais. Mauvais. Il y a moins mauvais. There is less bad. Il y a moins mauvais. And then you have on and under. So the keys are on the table. Le clé sous la table. Le clé sous. Sous is on. Sous, which you just say sous, is under. Le clé sous la table. Le clé sous. Sous and sous. Under the table. Then you say right and left. Droit, right. À gauche, left. À gauche, left. Droit, right. And then you count numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then, so the first thing I did when I was learning Spanish was I said, how do I say I am? And yo soy hombre, tú soy, yo soy, tú eres, él, nosotros vamos, like I am, you are, he is, she is, they are. I learned how to say that. And then me gusta, I like. And then I learned the numbers. So I said, how do you say the numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 18, 19, 21 de uno, 21 de dos, right? So you learn the numbers, and then you learn like I want, I am, the past tense, the future tense, under, over, right, left, how much does it cost, red wine, beer, le bière in French, le bière. What else you learn? What other things? And then you learn different verbs like am, want, have, need, take, buy, go, to return, to sleep, to shower, to get up. Quickly, slowly, quickly, more quicker, faster, slower, taller, smaller. I play. Je jouais. The game is fun. Le jeu est très joli. The game is very fun. The game is very happy. Le jouet est très joli. The game is very happy. Je jouais, I play. I will play. Je jouais, because you add the A on the end. You in the polite form will play. Vous is also jouer. We will play. Nous jouons. Nous jouons. Does that mean we will play? Let me see if that's right. We will play. Nous jouerons. It is. Nous it's nous jouerons. I said nous jouons, but it's nous jouerons. Nous jouerons. Nous jouerons. Not nous jouons. Nous jouerons. Because you take the jou, nous, we, and past tense you add the form of, was it aller? Aller. You add the aller at the end. So a, on, vous êtes, allez, allons, a, et. You add those at the end. And if it was, I did play, je suis it's I have played. So I am played, like je suis joué. I have played. J'ai avoir. How do you say avoir? J'ai joué. J'ai joué. I have played. J'ai joué. J'ai joué. Let me see if that's right. J'ai joué. I was right. J'ai joué. So not je joue. Je joue. I play. J'ai joué. I have played. You take the have and you put that in front. And that's how you learn all the little tricks of the vocabulary. Then you watch Netflix and you pick up on some more vocabulary. Like I was watching Sabrina the Teenage Witch on Netflix, and they kept saying l'obscur, 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 l'obscur. And I learned that means the devil, l'obscur. And then le sorcière, le sorcière, le sorcière. I learned that means witch. Le sorcière, because Sabrina the Teenage Witch is fighting the Dark Lord. L'obscur, the Dark Lord, and le sorcière, the Teenage Witch. Mort, dead. They kept saying mort as well. To die, dead, mort. Chaque fois means every time. Chaque fois, when they exclaim, chaque fois, every time. Merde means shit. Merde. Merde, shit. Merde, chaque fois. To read, how do you say to read? Lire. Lire. To speak, dire. Dire, to speak. Lire, to read. Je lis, I read. Je dis, I say. J'ai dit, I spoke. J'ai lu, I read. Nous avons lirons. We have read. Vous avez direz. You, plural, have spoke. We have read, you have spoke. Let me say, we have read in French. Nous avons lu. Okay, so it's not nous avons lirons, it's lu. Instead of lire, you say lu. But it's still nous avons lu. We will speak in French. Nous parlerons. Parlerons. I forgot. You remember you add the aller at the end. Nous parler. So parler is also speak. Dire is to say. Dire is to say. Parler is to speak. Nous parlerons. We will speak. Because instead of nous parlons, nous parler, but you take the aller and you add that at the end of nous. Nous parlerons. We will speak. Vous parlerez. You will speak. So to speak, to read, to have. And then the not version. I will not. They did not speak. They did not take. They do not want. They will not go. They did not eat. They do not want to eat. That's ne pas. Je ne suis pas. I am not. So you got to say ne, the verb, and then pas. Ne and the verb pas. Je ne mange pas. I do not eat. Je n'ai mangé pas. I have not eaten. Je n'ai, or is it je ne mangé pas? Or je n'ai mangé pas? How do you say I have not eaten? Je n'ai pas mangé. Je n'ai pas. So it's not je n'ai mangé pas. It's je n'ai pas mangé. I have not eaten. Je n'ai pas mangé. And I have not eaten. I'm going to get McDonald's. And that's how you go about just Googling the different phrases. And then you watch your Netflix show in your language with the subtitles of the language you want to learn. And you flip-flop them and you learn phrases and words and you can slowly. And then you write. So you write yourself either on social media or wherever the fuck you want to write in that language. Try and write your thoughts down or to write a sentence in that language. It doesn't matter the punctuation, if the letters are incorrect, pronunciation, whatever, but just try and piece together to get yourself working into speaking in that language. And that was Languages Christmas edition. Christmas edition languages. I'm just not sure how the Asian languages work. They're all symbols, but the phonic languages are all like that. So, and they're relatable. They have same words: Italian, Spanish, Russian, Croatian, Serbian, Greek, Romanian, German, Swiss, Dutch, British, English, French, Spanish, Latin American, Portuguese. I don't know about Arabic, Indian, and the Asian languages, and the African languages. I'm not too certain about them, but in Africa they speak French as well, and Arabic. So French and Arabic. So you got French, Arabic, Asian languages, and Indian, Hindu. And then you learn the languages, and yeah. It's fun. I'm still learning. I can understand a lot of French slowly. And then I will start transitioning to Spanish as well. And those are the 4 languages I want to learn: English, Serbian, French, and Spanish. Because French is the second language of Canada, and it's spoken in Europe and in Africa. Spanish is spoken all over South America, some Europe, and America as well. Spanish is their second language. So French, Spanish, And Serbian is my native language, which could easily transition to Russian or the entire Yugoslavia. Serbian, Slovenian, Czech, Macedonian, Croatian, Russian, Polish, Romanian, Greek. I don't know if those are too far fetched, but that entire region, Balkan region, Hungarian, Bulgarian. So you got the Serbian, and that transitions into those languages. But in my Western land, it's French, Spanish, and English. So those are big languages I want to learn. You can learn Italian, German, Russian, Mandarin, Arabic, Hindu, and you learn all different languages like that. And it's just a process. It's just a process. So I hope this video is educational. Leave a like. Feliz Navidad. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Bonsoir. Good evening. Bonne nuit. Good night. How do you say Merry Christmas in French? Merry Christmas in French. Joyeux Noël. Joyeux Noël. Joyeux Noël. Joyeux Noël. Joyeux Noël. Joyeux Noël. And I'm gonna remember that. And once I learn something new, I remember it sometime. Yeah. All right. Joyeux Noël. Stay classy. Kick it real.